WPPS TV3 Sports welcomes you to Portland High School football. We now send you up to the booth and welcome in Steve Schwartz on play-by-play and John Coyne on color commentary.
Good evening, folks. It's Friday, September 8th, 2017, and we're here at the home of the Edward Little Red Eddies for tonight's exciting football action between the Red Eddies and your Portland Bulldogs. This is Steve Schwartz, along with John Kilbride, as John Coyne, I believe, is enjoying a week in California for his 25th anniversary. So, John, last week, Edward Little had a 44-0 shutout against the Bangor Rams. Senior halfback Caden Bigos rushed for 142 yards. He had 4 touchdowns, all on 19 carries. And other superlatives was they had their quarterback Hartley, who had a 53-yard pass in the flat. And they really were firing on all cylinders. However, the Bangor Rams are not the Portland Bulldogs.
No, they're not, but you know, Edward Little is pretty fired up from that win. They're coming in here with a lot of confidence. Portland, unfortunately, losing their home opener. It was a tough loss for them. They lost their starting quarterback during that game, Wakati, and now they've got a young Sam Nope stepping in. And, you know, what we were seeing at the last game was they were trying to get in the second half, get that ball out to their receivers, and try to get that ball downfield, Steve.
And they did have a couple of superlatives, of course. Vinny Pasquale caught a 55-yard pass for a touchdown. Griffin Foley had 43 yards on 5 receptions. So we'll look for big things for the Bulldogs tonight. The book on these two teams is generally that they're rather evenly matched. We'll bring you all at the kickoff, actually, in a moment. So set to kick off now is Quinn Clark, a Portland Press Herald player to watch. Also a soccer player. A booming kick down and out of bounds at the 20. So, John, the ball will come out to the 40-yard line, which is the penalty yardage that happens when a kickoff goes out of bounds, although I guess 35, actually.
Yeah, not the start that you want if you're Coach Hartman after last week, but we'll see how this defense, after the adjustments that he made, can step up and stop the Eddies.
So under center here is number 12, Grant Hartley. And he's going to hand off as a scrum.
Great penetration, Steve, by Koa Farnsworth, number 57. Really grabbed him, wrapped him up in the backfield to hold him for a little gain.
Right. In fact, it's going to be 2nd and 10, according to the scoreboard here. The ball really just a few inches. Hartley now straight up the middle to Bigos. And he's going to be brought down after a couple-yard gain. It's going to be 3rd and 7.
Number 48, Nathan Kapongo, doing a great job in jamming up the middle right there, something we didn't see last week.
So from the Red Eddies 38, it is 3rd and 7, and the shotgun is Hartley. Whoa, Levine. Great pressure, but a tremendous, they're going to call him out of bounds.
Yeah, he didn't have his feet firmly planted right in front of us, so we had a great view of it, but when he went for that, he had his feet off the ground and landed out of bounds.
So at 4th and 7, the Red Eddies are back to punt, and it actually looks like Hartley does the punting duties as well. Grant Huntley, a senior for the Red Eddies. And he'll kick it from about the 20, 25. Back to receive. Number 7, senior Vincent Pasquale. There's a booming punt. Pasquale fields it at about the 15. Off to the right. He's going to bring it up to about the 32-yard line where the Dogs will be 1st and 10. Okay, it's 1st and 10 for the Dogs. And lining up is Sam Nope at quarterback, sophomore. Hands off to Pasquale, comes over to the right side. The nice carry. 5 yards.
Portland looking for a big game out of Pasquale. He had a great game last week, Steve, with a couple touchdowns, some good receptions. And if he comes up big today, and along with Griffin Foley, they're going to be right in this.
So it'll be 2nd and 5 from the 37. Nope, to the second man through. Is number 4, Ronaldo Wakati, who started that's a 2-yard. So, folks, that was actually Teron Moss with no gain. And here's Nope over the middle and almost intercepted by Joshua Kaiser Jr. Intended receiver was Nico Levitt at the tight end position. So it's going to be 4th and 5 now, and the Dogs will punt. And back to punt will be Zachary Elowich. Mr. Everything. What a great kick. He sends Bell all the way back to the 10. A nice tackle there by Moss and Pasquale. So the Red Eddies will be backed up.
Great penetration by Moss and Pasquale. The speed of the Bulldogs getting down there pretty much untouched and setting up a good trap for him with nowhere to go. That's a good start for the special teams and obviously the defense keeping them pinned down here, see if they can do it.
It'll be 1st and 10 from the 21. Hartley in the gun. On the right side for about a 4-yard gain, it looks like. And I think that was Bigos, their kind of go-to runner, John.
Yes.
So here we go now, 2nd and 5 from the 26. The pitch on the right side to Bigos again. He's got daylight. He's got to get past Pasquale, who does bring him down, but it's right at about the 39-yard line.
Yeah, great blocks on the corners there. They're Portland unable to seal it up. Gave him quite the lane heading down there. If he got past Pasquale, he was to the house.
We have a flag, however. That was a 25-yard gain, but we have a flag in the backfield. It's coming back.
That's going to frustrate the Eddies on the big run of the day that they had so far.
And, of course, that may be the reason why it was so big.
Yeah.
A nice hold, probably. It was actually a block from the back. Folks, we're joined by David Elowich on camera and Dave Levine, our statistician. So pleased to have them on Channel 3. Your station for all things Portland education, including WPPS Sports. So the Red Eddies are way backed up now to about the 17-yard line, where it's going to be 2nd down and 20. Hartley, he's got a man open, and oh my goodness. Joshua Hamill comes down with it as Pasquale swatted at it, but that takes you out of the hole in a hurry, as it's all the way down to the Dogs' 48.
Yeah, Pasquale trying to undercut the route and just looked up just a little too late. to see the ball going by and try to deflect it with his hand. That was a great throw by the Eddies.
Yeah, 30-yard completion. 1st and 10 now. They're going to say the ball is spot. Yeah, the ball is on the 48. Hartley in the gun once again. Too far as he rolls out to the right side. And Moss was there.
He had Thomas open, no question about it, and I think if he caught that, he would have turned for another 3 or 4 yards, so they've definitely got to make adjustments on that.
It will be 2nd and 10 from the 48. You can see, actually, if you just look at the size of the teams on both sidelines, the Red Eddies actually have a great deal more depth than the Dogs do, so they do it with less players, it seems. Still Northern Maine champs from last year. Oh, my goodness, folks. Broken up, almost intercepted.
Yeah, screenplay on that, Steve. Capongo saw that, stayed back, and almost picked that off.
Well, you mentioned him as somebody to watch tonight, and sure enough, he almost came up with it. So it's going to be 3rd and 10 now from the 48 still. Now, lining up close to us is number 84, Xavier Weaver. A couple of wideouts on the right as well. They've got 7 in the slot now moving in. And there you go. Incomplete. 4th and 10 from the 48, and the Red Eddies will punt.
Good coverage there. Nobody open. Stays in right on his man. Did a nice job. That was a great set of downs for the defense right there.
7.5 minutes left in the first quarter here at the home of the Red Eddies, which is actually an elementary school on Mary Carroll Road. Hartley back. The ball is up. It's a line drive. It looks like it's going to be downed at about the 16 or 17 yard line. So, with 7:26 left in the first quarter, the score is 0-0. The Dogs will have the ball. So here we go now, 1st and 10. The Dogs are actually on the 22-yard line. Up the middle is Zach Elowich. The big, strong run.
Nice job by Sammy Nope on that. He dropped the snap, able to maintain his composure, grab that, and give it to Elowich for a good gain.
Nice 7-yard gain now. It'll be 2nd and 3 for the Dogs from the 29-yard line.
Sam Nope thrown into the second half of that injury last week, Steve. Looking a lot more confident out here today.
Indeed. Had time to practice instead of just being thrown into it. There's a handoff, though. It's not going to get much yardage, as the carrier is Elowich. No gain. Actually, he almost got the first down.
Yeah,
about a
pretty
2-yard
close
gain.
to it. Pretty close to it.
That's time to put on binoculars, I guess, as number 22, Sam Nope, will check back in after getting the play call from Coach Hartman. See Mike Rutherford, assistant coach, speaking with Cameron Conley. And here we go, 3rd and 1 from the 31. And we have a timeout, Portland. So Coach Hartman wants to talk it over. 6:02 left in the first quarter. Nothing is the score. 3rd and 1 for the Dogs. So as we said, Coach Rutherford, also the baseball coach, a defensive coordinator for the Dogs, talking it over with Cameron Conley, Jr., running back and defensive back. Dogs now 3rd and 1 from the 31. Steve Schwartz along with John Kilbride, WPPS TV3. Here in Auburn tonight on a beautiful evening. And we'll see. I mean, the Red Eddies, that's going to be a motion penalty on the Dogs.
Yeah, it looks like he moved just a little bit on the left side, and that's going to frustrate the coach on the sidelines, no question about that.
See Griffin Foley, number 20, checking in. Had a good game for the Dogs last week. Coming off a state championship basketball season for the second year in a row for the Dogs. 3rd and 6 now from the 26. Oh, 65. Looked like he might have stepped off. We'll see. Now Portland gets a delay of game. So they have to get, I think, a few of the kinks out, John.
Yeah, I think they were just trying to get the Eddies to jump to get those 5 yards back, and they bought themselves a delay of game. So they've dug themselves in a pretty good hole. It's too bad they were moving it.
Well, maybe they, maybe that was by design. I mean, as you say, they were trying to draw them off, but it's now going to be 3rd and 11 from the 21. Nope is back to throw, and he has Moss on the right side, 1st down and more for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, great throw by Nope, staying in the pocket, taking a hit when he's releasing it, and getting Moss in stride, who's got great breakaway speed. I don't think there's anyone faster on the field. And, Steve, that's what they've got to do today. They've got to get it to their playmakers, Teron Moss, Griffin Foley, Vinny Pasquale.
Well, that was a 25-yard gain, John. Now it's 1st and 10 from the 43. Now on the left side is Nope with the run.
Well, we all know he's an athlete, comes from a family of athletes, and he took a pretty good hit right there, being forced out of bounds and jumped right up and ready for more.
A 13-yard gain for another 1st down. His brother signed with Manhattan College, D1 baseball program. Great young man. Here we are now, 1st and 10 from the 46. Nope. Pushes his way through for about a 5-yard gain there. I recall a time, John, harken back to, as I frequently do, to the Portland Little League, which is where I'm actively involved. There was a day when both Nopes hit a home run.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, it was amazing.
Well, you're actively involved in everything in the city of Portland, Steve. So, I mean, that's. Someone asked me the other day about that. I'm like, yeah, there's not 3 Steve Schwartz. There's just one, but he's going all the time.
Oh, gosh. Well, just gets me out of the house, John.
Well, it's good for you. It's great what you do.
2nd and 6, and Nope goes to the right side, and it's batted away by Weaver, the defensive back. Nice play. It'll be 3rd and 6 from the 41.
Yeah, it's solid throw, throwing it down there, but just these guys had a chance to set up, and lucky they didn't get that picked.
Indeed. So 4:43 left in the first quarter. Still 0-0. The Dogs are on the move here after they were really backed up in the hole on 2 penalties. Now 3rd and 6 again from the 41 again. Nope, under center. And he's got Zach Elowich, who is going to be taken down for a little bit of a loss.
Yeah, good pursuit by the Eddies, blitzing the gaps, and really caught Elowich in the backfield. No place to go. He's a strong runner, but he just couldn't get going downhill on that.
So the Dogs are going to go for it on 4th and 8. Nope, on the right side. Wow, oh no! Wide open! Nico Levitt, but he just couldn't hold on. So the Red Eddies will take over on downs.
Yeah, Nico knew he was wide open. He had the end zone in sight. He just took off running before he got the ball. That's all.
You know, I mean, that's just keep your eye on the ball kind of thing that you hear, and it happens in every sport. It was just there for the plucking, just too good. So, but still, the Red Eddies are, well, they're just about at midfield, really, at the 43. First and 10 now. Hartley in the gun. Big boy, Grant Hartley. Pitches to the right side, but no daylight there for Bigos. Elowich in on the tackle.
Yeah, Farnsworth again had great penetration in that backfield, number 57. He's shooting that gap, and they're not picking him up. And he really closed in on it with Elowich.
They're going to call it about a 2-yard loss. It's going to be 2nd and 12 for the Red Eddies. 4:07 left in the first quarter. Back to throw is Hartley, and broken up in the middle by number 48, Kapungo.
Kapungo's having a game. He's reading those screens, Steve, and he'll go in 3 or 4 feet and then drop right back, and they're throwing it right to him. And he is a big boy out there, 6'5", 230 pounds. So he's going to be in most every play. If you're going to go up the middle, you're going to have to face him.
So it's 3rd and 12 now. Low snap. And Hartley sacked by the Dogs. I think the first one in is going to be Ben Levine. Also penetrating, number 25, Cameron Conley.
Yeah, Conley in on the first hit on that great penetration by the defense. They're really pushing off the ball right now.
So, punting from their own 20 will be the Red Eddies. Vincent Pasquale set to receive at his own 20. And he's going to pick it up on the bounce. He's going to go straight up the middle. Whoop. And there we go to about the 45-yard line. It's about an 18-yard return. 1st and 10 from the 44. Nope in the gun. Low snap, fields it. Well, he gets away from one. Now he's on the right side. At least he holds on to it. It is going to be a loss of about 1 yard.
Yeah, he was wrapped up early in the backfield, was able to break away. And, one of the things you don't see here is number 50, Ben Levine. And if you watch this, he just stayed with the play, put a block on. Yeah, it's a loss for 3 yards, but I liked how he just stayed with it and didn't give up. But we'll see if they can get this back.
And it is a 3-yard loss, so 2nd and 13 from the 41. Oh, that's going to be a muffed snap right there, but nope. And that's where it helps to have a good athlete with good hands, John, to recover that ball.
Smart play by him, not trying to pick it up and run or try just lay on it. That's all you could do. And, he did a good job in looking to see who was left or right and just grabbed it. Nice athletic move right there by Nope.
So 3rd and about 24 now for the Dogs from their 29-yard line. Well, you have to face big number 79, Alex Merchant, on the left side of that defensive line, but he's lining up against big Charlie Eglin. So low snap again, but here comes Nope rolling out to the right. And he tries to get it to Foley, and a little show of sportsmanship there by Terrell Thomas, senior for Edward Little. And the Dogs will punt. So when they said that these two teams are somewhat evenly matched, John, it's somewhat true.
Yeah, well, absolutely. And the defense, for the Bulldogs' defense, is looking excellent right now. They got to get that snap going, and
That was really, no fault of the punter. That was a difficult snap to handle. And he tried to recover, and he couldn't. And now the Red Eddies are going to have some decent field position here, and the defense is going to have to dig in as it's 1st and 10 from the Dogs' 25-yard line. The Red Eddies really with their first real threat of the evening.
Yeah, taking advantage of some miscues by the Bulldogs. The last 3 or 4 snaps were just off. And we'll see if they'll capitalize. And you're right, let's see if the Bulldogs can dig in here.
So Hartley's going to try to take it on his own, and he's going to get several yards as he spins and moves and chucks and jives. And he's got about Farnsworth, I'd say, the first player in on that, at least from my angle. But
Hartley, 6'3" with a 220. Surprised, Steve, he doesn't keep that ball more often. Just, he had 3 or 4 defenders on him just trying to bring him down.
And he gained a solid 7 yards as it's 2nd and 3. The clock ticks down within the last minute of the first quarter. Yeah, and that time, that's a great tackle, shirt tackle really, by Farnsworth again. And so 42 seconds left.
Yes, Stasium able to close that corner, but just couldn't complete it or finish it. Just got by him with that block.
And they do move the chains. It is a 1st and 10 from the 18-yard line. Clock is ticking, half a minute to go in the first quarter. Hartley does just what John Kilbride thought he should do. He holds on to it, and it takes a gaggle of Bulldogs to bring him down.
Yeah, just a strong kid. He gets going downhill. It's going to be tough to stop him, especially well deep in the red zone.
That will be the end of the first quarter with the score 0-0, but it is going to be 2nd and 5 from the 8 when we come back. Here we go now, 2nd and 4, they're going to say, from the 8-yard line. And right in front of us here is, oh my goodness, that's going to be a touchdown by Caden Bigos. So the Red Eddies strike first here as they lead 6-0.
Yeah, just a missed tackle there. Allowed them to run in. That's it.
So we'll see. Now, last week they had 4 two-point conversions, and it looks like they're setting up for that again now. The Red Eddies. Oh my gosh, what a play by Hartley. But the Dogs aren't fooled, and no good.
Well, I saw your head, Steve, turn to see where he was throwing it, so he fooled you back here.
I think Ben Stasium, number 5, was in on that tackle over there on the far side of the field. Having that many chances and that many two-point conversions is either by design or you may not have a kicker that you have confidence in for the extra point.
Absolutely. And it worked for him 4 times last week, so why not go back to it?
That's right. The Dogs, on the other hand, though, have a great kicker in Quinn Clark. So if they're fortunate enough to get the ball in there, that could be a difference later on in this game. Kicking off the ball now is number 64, Curtis Willett. Well, end over end. and brought out to about the 30-yard line by Stasium. There's a flag on the field, though. The Dogs are going to be backed up here, or they're going to at least discuss it. Ball comes all the way back to the 20 here. Going to be 1st and 10 for the Dogs from the 20.
The offense has strung together some really good plays. Let's see if he can, Nope can get him going again.
Yeah, nice effort there by Moss.
He's got such good speed. You get him in motion and give him the ball. If he gets a seam or an opening, and he's gone.
Well, he's a great young athlete, as you well know. There's another flag on the field, though. The Dogs are going to be pushed back further again. Another holding, I believe. Well,
miscues and penalties are keeping them deep in their territory. They just can't crawl themselves out of it.
So here we go. As Nope will come in with a play. 1st and 20 from the 11-yard line. Nope in the gun. He's got 2 on the left, 1 on the right. And kind of throws across his body. He was searching for Moss, but a little bit in front of him. So it'll be 2nd and 20 from the 11.
Yeah, that's a good call not to try to hit Moss on that. He was in traffic, and that probably would have got picked. But he's got some quick feet. He's moving around back there, and he looks, like you said, getting some practices on his belt definitely helped. He looks a lot more confident out there knowing that this is his role.
Right. It is still a rather subdued crowd here on the Portland side of the field. As it is 2nd and 20. Nope in the gun still. To the right side he rolls. Cuts back to the left, and he's going to get a few. We have a Red Eddie down on the field, getting up slowly. That was a 3-yard run by Nope, and we have timeout. So the Red Eddie's injured player is removed, and it's going to be 3rd and 17 from the 14. Nope in the gun. Penetration there by Elowich really saved that. What a great completion to the tight end, Levitt.
I think he was beyond the line of scrimmage, though, Steve. We got a flag back in the backfield.
Yeah, we sure do.
He's been chewing on the line of scrimmage that last play, and right in front of the official, had a good view of it. Yeah, I think it is.
Well, goodness.
Well, that will come in time. You know, the more reps he gets, but great scramble out of the pocket, looking downfield, beautiful throw. It's just
shades of things to come.
Sure.
3rd and 17 still. You're actually I think it is 3rd and 17. We'll see. Somehow Zach Elowich is getting set to punt. So I guess they lose a down on that
They do.
too, John.
They do.
There's a nice booming punt by Zach Elowich, caught at midfield by Max Bell. He'll get about a 5-yard return.
Yeah, Teron Moss working his way downfield. Good stop right there with a gain of only about 5 yards. And we'll see if the defense can put a hold on him.
So 1st and 10, 10:24 left in the first half, and the score is the Red Eddies 6 and the Dogs nothing. So on the strength of an Elowich 45-yard punt and only a 5-yard return, will be 1st and 10 now from the 45. Hartley under center. Well, he's going to back up to the gun. He's got 2 wideouts on the right. He's going to put up the middle to Bigos. Bigos' little second effort.
Yeah, Levine does a great job stopping him at the line of scrimmage, but that second effort was able to get him a 1.5 yards.
So it'll be 2nd and 9 from the 44. $9:54 left in the first half. Timeout. 2nd and 9 from the 44. We're back. Hartley's got the ball, and, in there is number 65, Jonah Green, and he gets a great deal of help from Teron Moss.
Hey, Green doing a great job in penetrating and just sealing up Hartley, waiting for some help to come. Hartley, we know, is a big, strong kid, and great job on him and hold them. 3rd down and long for him.
Pongo there with a nice show of sportsmanship as well. He's having a good game, helps the quarterback up, and hopefully takes him down. So it'll be 3rd and 7 from the 42. 9 minutes left in the first half here in Auburn, Maine. Left side. Yeah, that's a nice reception. We'll have to see where the forward progress is as Weaver gets the ball. Painfully close to a first down.
Yeah, Weaver's 6'4", 190, able to muscle himself for another 5 or 6 yards.
We have a penalty on the Dogs. So it's going to be first down now.
Penalties go both ways.
Yeah, they're getting a little restless on the Portland side, Steve. For our viewers, we're not in the booth. We're down with the fans tonight, and so you're going to hear some screaming and yelling up close and personal.
1st and 10 from the 20. Bigos up the middle. First in on that tackle is Zach Elowich, and also wrapping up the Bigos is Kapongo.
He's doing a great job jamming up the middle. I think they're trying to stay away from him, but he's penetrating and getting in there.
So 2nd and 10 from the 20. Hartley in the gun. Back to throw. He's got lots of daylight, time, but just overthrows everybody as both Pasquale and Foley had some good coverage on Weaver. Hartley is 1 for 8 right now on the evening. So, and yet the Red Eddies have a 6-0 lead with 7:47 left in the first half. 3rd and 10. Hartley likes that right side. And catching the ball is Thomas.
Just another great effort by the Eddies. After they're catching the ball, they're able to move it up the field even when they have contact. And in that particular case, he was able to muscle enough for a first down with 3 Bulldogs on him.
And it's 1st and 10. And it's going to be actually 1st and goal with the ball spotted just inside the 10-yard line. And Bigos, oh my gosh, he gets through 1, he gets through 2. It takes about 4 dogs to bring him down. Right there again, Capongo and Pasquale.
Bulldogs there to meet the running game. They're just missing. They're not wrapping them up, Steve. Just missing some tackles.
2nd and goal to go from the 3. So a dog stop. 6.5 minutes left in the first half. 3rd and goal from the 2, a 1-yard gain. The Dogs now with a goal line stance. Bigos. He's through for the touchdown. So it's 12-0 Red Eddies. They'll probably tee it up here and put it on the 2 to see if they can get a two-point conversion. So Hartley now with the ball. He looks to the end zone, and it's too far through, so it's going to be 12-0 Red Eddies with 6 minutes, 2 seconds left in the first half. So set to kick off will be Curtis Willett, Sr. Red Eddies successful, John, another drive, and a lot of Dogs penalties there. This time with the ball will be number 4, Teron Moss. And he's going to take a gaggle of Red Eddies to take him down. What a strong young man he is.
Yeah, he's quite the athlete. And, you know, Coach Hartman he's got to make some adjustments with this offense. I think, you know, if they can have a series where they're playing mistake-free ball, we've seen it earlier, they can move the ball down the field. No question about it.
And that's what you, as a Bulldogs fan, that's what, of course, they're going to hope for. Zach Elowich in the backfield. He escapes one tackler. Slipped right out of the hands of Kevin LaChance for a short gain.
Elowich doing a great job escaping the loss of about 3 or 4 yards and fighting to get it back to the line of scrimmage. Good penetration by the Eddies on that last play.
So here we go. Pasquale cuts the other way, gets a nice block from Nope. and very, very close to the first down. I mean, that's what when you talk about a good athlete. The young sophomore quarterback throws that nice block to spring his runner free.
Yeah, the Eddie's doing a good job in closing up the corners, but Pasquale seeing that, the athleticism and the blocking, able to get a first down. That's just a great play by the Bulldogs, taking something that wasn't there and making a positive out of it.
So it'll be 1st and 10 from the 46. Nope. Is brought down by William Duclos.
Yeah, not much Sam Nope can do there. The Eddies seem to be getting in the backfield just after the ball is snapped. They're getting some good penetration in there, and Nope is pretty much wrapped up.
These late summer nights here are in the 60s here right now. Of course, at some point this season, we'll have below zero temperatures probably doing a game. Hopefully not outside like we are tonight. Batted away.
Late hit.
No call.
Protect the quarterback. Come on.
You can see Coach Hartman kind of apoplectic, and the fans here on this side saying, what about that late hit?
Yeah, it's a judgment call. He was in motion to throw the ball, and credit to Sam Nope staying in the pocket, keeping his eyes downfield and taking that hit. That's a big hit that he took right there.
It'll be timeout Dogs. 4:10 left in the first half. The score 12-0. Red Eddie. We see coaching legend John Wolfgram here in the stands this evening. The ultimately he's actually back now as the defensive coordinator for the Chevrolet Stags. Scouting tonight's game, no doubt. Back is Sam Nope, and he goes straight up the middle, and he's brought down with a headlock by Duclos.
Yeah, Nope hanging tough, taking a lot of shots, just not getting the protection he needs to have it develop down the field so he can get it out to him. They got to get that ball into their playmakers, and they're just not doing it right now.
So next week, Edward Little is at Chevrolet, and in 3 weeks, the Dogs play Chevrolet, and that is why Coach Wolfgram is here tonight, as Chevrolet is not playing tonight. 1st and 10 from the 22. Up the middle will be Bigos. First one with his arms around Bigos for the tackle will be Teron Moss. So a 6-yard carry, 2nd and 4. From the 29 now, the Grant Hartley will be in the gun. Wow. What a move. That was just a complete hesitation move, and he had a lot of time. About a 2-yard gain.
Yeah, I don't know if that was a broken play or that was designed. I think he was looking for something to open it up and saw the gap and shot for it and was able just to stumble for a couple of yards anyways, but making it 3rd and short for him.
And that's what it is as the ball is on the 30-yard line. 2.5 minutes left in the first half. The Red Eddies are up by 2 touchdowns. Bigos. Brought down by Elowich and Farnsworth. But it is going to be a first down for the Red Eddies.
Bigo short and coming in at 214. He's a stocky kid, and he seems to be their go-to guy today. He's nothing but positive yards coming from him.
Hartley in the gun, straight up the middle to Bigos. Why not? Elowich with the tackle.
I know it rained here earlier, Steve. It doesn't, on this grass field, it doesn't seem to be affecting the play at all.
That's right. I mean, and there was a little bit of a concern. It was raining so hard before, that wondering whether there would even be a game, but the field's in great shape. Great drainage, great. Oh, everything but the ball as Weaver dropped that. And again, another function of, wanting to go somewhere with it before you've got it.
Yeah, plenty of time for the quarterback. Weaver he was wide open coming across the middle. Just a mental error on his part, looking downfield before he had the ball.
So 3rd and 4 now from the 39. 1:22 left in the first half. The Portland Bulldogs are down 12-0 here in Auburn. Screen behind the line. And oh my goodness, folks, watch out as Max Bell breaks a couple of tackles.
Yeah, great outside pass. Bell in motion, just able to get his legs going. And he's got some good speed and breaking 2 or 3 tackles down there. Big gain for the Eddies. Just about a minute left.
That's right, and about a 25-yard gain, John. So 1st and 10. Ball on the 42. Whoop. Knocked away there. A nice defensive play by Cam Conley. Junior. And looks like there's going to be a timeout. Second and 15. Less than a minute. David Elowich, stop making me laugh when the camera is off. Oh, yeah, that's broken up and also a little bit too far altogether.
Yeah, the Bulldogs have got to make a stop here, Steve. They do not want to let the Eddies score again.
Something I've learned about this area of Auburn is it's about as swampy as Scarborough in terms of the mosquitoes out here tonight.
Are you getting mosquitoes? I'm not getting mosquitoes. You getting mosquitoes?
Yeah, I am. I think they like me then.
Mosquitoes liking attorneys? Really?
I know, blood sucking. Well, never mind. We will not go there, folks. We will not go there. I do not like lawyer jokes. Oh, there's an interception. But they're going to say he was out of bounds. So it's at least broken up. So that was Vinny Pasquale, John, I think, right, who broke that up?
Yeah, he just a yard and a half out of bounds on the interception. But great coverage there by the Bulldogs with 36 seconds remaining. And it doesn't look like they're going to put, I guess Vinny's going to head back on this one to see if he can break it, or they just may let it drop and sit on it. Nope.
They're going to run it up the middle. It was an interesting call. I mean, and why not with half a minute left? It is, however, important. There is a big difference going into the locker room, and of course, there's 30 seconds here. We'll see what happens. But 2 touchdowns down versus 3. So it was a nice stop by the Bulldogs.
Yeah, I think it's a big stop. We're only 2 touchdowns. They're only 2 touchdowns away from getting back into this. Actually, 1 gets you back into it. You don't want them going in there dropping their heads down with 3 touchdowns in the hole.
If the Dogs get their timing together here and Sam Nope will just take a knee. And I think that's exactly what they're going to do, John. They're going to be content being down by 2 touchdowns, not take any chances, get back in the locker room, try to regroup.
Yeah, find out what works for them. What are the plays that have been working for them today? Try to come back out here, play some mistake-free football, and get themselves back into it again.
So, folks, it's halftime. The score, The Red Eddies of Edward Little 12, your Portland Bulldogs nothing. So at the home of the Red Eddies tonight, the Dogs are down 12-0 here at halftime. I think the big player really is Bigos. He's got 50 yards on 15 carries. The Dogs have about 130 yards altogether here at halftime, and or about rather 76 yards, and about 130 yards for the Red Eddies. So it's rather evenly matched, but those penalties are just killing the Dogs tonight.
Yeah, it's pushing them back. That the old cliche: 3 steps forward, 5 steps back, and that's where they are right now. They got to get the ball to their playmakers. They got to get it in Griffin Foley's hands. We talked about this last week. Vincent Pasquale has touched the ball. They've had Teron Moss in motion. A lot of speed with him. If they could get to the outside, the Eddies are doing a really good job in closing down those corners and forcing the Bulldogs inside. When you have your quarterback, Sam Nope, who's doing a great job out there in his second week, and he's second leading in rushing, that's going to be a problem.
That's right, and he's got about 19 yards tonight here. So, folks, we'll see what happens as we come back for the second half in just a moment. The Dogs are down 12-0, and we'll be back. Here we go, folks. We're going to start second half action now. Steve Schwartz along with John Kilbride on WPPS TV3 Sports. David Elowich on camera and Dave Levine, our statistician tonight. Number 64 is Curtis Willett, and he's going to kick off from the 40. And back to catch it is Vince Pasquale. He comes over to the left side. He lost his footing and went down at about the 30.
Yeah, he caught it in stride and looked like he was going to break it there for a second, but cut back and slipped on this wet grass. Getting a little damp out here, Steve, in the second half.
It is indeed. It must be, we have a great tent here that we're under, but there must be a little bit of mist and dew out there. So here we go. Nothing doing that time. As number 1 is Max Bell in on that tackle for the Red Eddies. 2nd and 10. If anything, I guess it's a 1-yard loss, as it'll be 2nd and 11 from the 29. So Moss lined up on the left side, low snap, and that's not good. That's an interception by the Red Eddies, Ryan Ross, the senior. And he's going to bring it back for about maybe about a 12 to 15-yard return.
Yeah, Nope really just didn't get a good grip on the ball. It was a low snap. He had to come up firing. He felt the pressure and didn't see him cutting the route, and that's a big turnover.
You can see quarterback Sam quite upset, but it's a tall order to be thrust into that position as a sophomore, and the Dogs of necessity have had to do that, John.
Yeah, he just had a lot of traffic around him. He couldn't get his eyes downfield to pick him up coming across, and just trying to make something happen for the Bulldogs.
We have a flag. Delay of game on the part of the Red Eddies. We heard one of the coaches with a rather sarcastic thank you. It'll be a 5-yard penalty. It'll be 1st and 15 from the 30. Hartley. Ooh, close to Moss was right there.
Yeah, Hartley just trying to force it into Hamill, just trying to make something happen. He's lucky he didn't get that picked off.
2nd and 15 now from the 25 still. I mean, from the 30, rather. I'm looking at the scoreboard, which deceives our eyes. Just under 11 minutes here. We've just started the second half. Dogs had an early turnover. They've got Hamill in motion. And he's got the ball.
Great pass by Harley, just over the reach of Levitt. He just missed getting that, but good read by him. Maybe it'll turn that upfield for a big gain.
That's about a 9-yard gain. It's going to be 3rd and 6 or so from the 23. So a big play here for the Dogs. And Bigos cannot get through to get that. Ultimately, he's brought down, I think, by Cameron Conley, who's having a game of it tonight for the Dogs. It's going to be 4th down, and we'll have to see now. They're certainly close enough to go for it. They're not going to lose much ground here.
Yeah, they're pretty confident down here in the red zone, and you're absolutely right. They're going to go for it.
4 yards to a 1st down. Bigos, ooh, he gets through that hole, and it's just so tough. We have a penalty.
It's going to be on the sidelines, Steve. Portland getting a little frustrated right now.
So you could actually see the ref ask tell the coach to stop talking. And it's 1st and goal from the 7. Bigos on the far side looking for daylight. He stopped. Here we go now. It's going to be, that was a 2-yard loss actually, so it's going to be 2nd and goal from the 6, John. Hartley back to throw. He floats it up.
Corner.
Nice play by Teron Moss.
Moss with a big play. That's a touchdown if he doesn't sit there and get those arms up. Great play by Teron Moss, saving a score by the Eddies.
Well, another stop by the Dogs, so they are digging in.
Another good penetration by Ben Levine, getting in there and wrapping him up. And if Levine doesn't grab him, he's in for a touchdown.
Well, the Dogs aren't going to just give it away here. It's 4th and 5 now, 4th and goal from the 5. As looks like Bigos looking at his arm to get the play. A long count here, and we're going to have a timeout. Red Eddies, so they were in danger of a delay. It's got 8:29 left here in the 3rd quarter. The score: the Red Eddies 12, the Bulldogs nothing. So here we go now. 4th and goal from the 5. The Dogs have had a tremendous stance here for the first 3 downs. And spinning back as Hartley looks to the right, and it's just too far. So the Dogs will take over on downs. The ball is on their 5. So, I mean, they're backed up pretty far, John, but that was a great goal line stance.
Yeah, it sure was, Steve. Hopefully this puts a little momentum in them. They got to look at the scoreboard. They're only 12 points behind. They can turn this around. There's plenty of time left in this game. They need some big plays from their playmakers, and especially down here. You want to get this ball out of here.
So it'll be 1st and 10 from the 5. Under center is Sam Nope. Straight up the middle. It'll be 2nd and 7 as he picks up about 3. Actually, I think they're going to give him credit for about a 4-yard gain as it's 2nd and 6 now. From the 9, 7:50 left in the 3rd quarter. Pasquale cuts back, and he gets the ball. Brought down rather quickly, though, on the right side of the field.
Yeah, the Eddies are doing a lot of blitzing, bringing them inside.
And that is probably a function of them feeling fairly confident that there's not going to be a pass.
Yeah, they're doing a great job today shutting down the Bulldogs on the passing game and the running game. And so they're going to run a lot of stunts out there. And they may give up a big play here and there, but they're confident they can make adjustments and keep them pinned.
So Nope in motion on the right here, but he goes back and he gets the ball to Moss, but that's going to be a Dogs punt here. Zach Elowich is going to punt it from just about the front of the end zone here. Here's a nice kick. It's going to take a Portland bounce and be picked up. Watch out, though, folks. He's off to the races. Max Bell, touchdown. Red Eddies.
Yeah, Bell grabbing it at the 45 and in stride, and he's just got some great speed. Some missed tackles there by the Bulldogs, and he had the whole right side open, and nobody around to grab him after that, Steve.
Speaking a bit here with Mike Hoffer from the Forecaster, reminds us that Bonnie Eagle and Wyndham are next up for the Dogs. So out of the frying pan and into the fire. As once again the Red Eddies line up for the 2-point conversion. And they don't make it. So they've done it all, 3 times. They haven't made it, but they still have an 18-0 lead. And that's where we are at the moment with 6:13 left in the 3rd quarter. Here we go, folks. Number 14 is Jacob Wilson this time. Going to kick off here for the Red Eddies. As they're going to try something a little different. They're going to put the sophomore in. He's going to kick a line drive. He's going to get it to Pasquale. Surveys the field, comes to the outside. He's going to have a nice return here for Vince Pasquale. Cuts the other way and is finally brought down from behind by, I think, Eric Robinson and Jonathan Knight. Nice return for Pasquale, a 34-yard return.
Yeah, Pasquale does a great job in seeing the seam, and he's got quick feet. Looks like he's cramping up a little bit or may have a foot injury, so he's Yeah, it looks like he's cramping up right now. Hopefully we can get him back into the game.
It'll be Dogs 1st and 10 now from the Red Eddie's 48-yard line. And taking the pitch, the nice little gain there is Ben Stasium.
Eddie's just doing a great job on closing those corners. Portland is just can't get outside and really limits their playbook and what they can do tonight, Steve.
Yeah, I'm afraid so. It's a 1-yard gain there, John. 2nd and 9 now from the 47. And the gun is Nope, and he's going to be sacked. And getting credit for that sack is going to be Justin Terrio, number 32.
Yeah, Merchant, 6'5", 250, able to get fairly quickly in the backfield, forcing Nope on the inside. Just nowhere to go for him tonight. Such a big line for the Eddies and some big players out there.
They are.
I don't remember that in high school. 6'5", jeez, big boys.
I mean, you might expect that in Iowa or something, from an Iowa farm or something, but not here. The pressure is relentless. Nope is batted away by Weaver as he's looking on the left side for Griffin Foley. They just can't get the ball to him. A lot of pressure there, John.
Yeah, Sam Nope is just doing an outstanding job. He doesn't have a lot of height to him. He's a young quarterback thrown into the position, and I'm just impressed every time I look at him. He's taking a lot of hits. He's not getting a lot of protection. The Eddies are just overpowering him right now and getting in the backfield. So he's got a half a second to a second to determine what he wants to do.
Yeah, and he's also the long snapper. But oh my goodness gracious. The Red Eddies are just capitalizing on every move of the Dogs.
No blocking whatsoever. Levine doing the best he can. He had 3 defensive linemen on him, and it took after he blocked it, it went right into his hands, and he did a great job stopping him from not getting into the end zone.
So
that was Elowich, I'm sorry.
Oh, right.
Elowich doing a great job. Well,
it's 1st and 10 now on the Dogs' 25 as the Red Eddies are threatening once again. They have an 18-0 lead with about 4 minutes and 19 seconds left in the third quarter. And Hartley's going to keep it himself. He's a big boy. Holy cow. Just brings it inside the 5.
Yeah, you got some good blocks downfield. Nobody on the right side. Almost able to punch it in. And these Bulldogs, I don't know what the Eddies have, but 14 players, I think, Steve, for Portland going both ways. They've got to be exhausted.
Right. I mean, that's a very telling statistic. Bigo spins inside. He scores.
We mentioned offense, defense, special teams. It's all the same kids.
Right.
Doing the same, doing different jobs.
Well, 2 high schools in Portland, the numbers aren't what they were, John, when we went to school in Portland. So it's 24-0, and once again, they're going to line up for a 2-point conversion. And this time they make it, as Max Bell will score that 1 point, those 2 points. So it's 25-0.
There's a flag on the play. I don't know if that's going to be against the Eddies or the Dogs.
Oh. Okay, so it's against the Eddies, and that just means that it's going to stay 24-0. When you can power the ball in like that, as the Eddies have done for the second week in a row, you don't need a kicking game. Folks, the score is 24-0 with 4:04 left in the third quarter. So they're now going to take it back about 10 yards here and try to move it in from the 12. Nice stop all the way on the left side by Teron Moss of Joshua Kaiser, I believe. So the Red Eddies are up 24-0 though, folks. 4:04 left. We'll be back at the kickoff. So 69-0 is the number of points that the Red Eddies have scored in 2 weeks so far. 44-0. Now he lost his, no, that was the kick. It was a very, very short kick. And nice, strong hands, short hands of Darian Darling to put the Dogs in a pretty good field position here with the ball on the 45-yard line. So what's happening, folks, is that the ball is going to be marched back about 15 yards here. The Portland player actually called for a fair catch, Darling, and he was hit afterwards. And you can call for a fair catch on a kickoff, John.
Yes, you can, and that's 15 any day, a defenseless player when he's got his hands up like that. So that's a good call by the officials in trying to keep these kids protected.
So 4 minutes and 2 seconds left, 1st and 10. Oh, we have a miscue on the snap, and nope, we'll just cover it for a substantial loss.
Yeah, good play by him, just pouncing on the ball and taking the next play and try to make that a positive play. But that's what Portland's just right now, Steve, just trying to find any play that just gives them some positive yards and start working from there. They just haven't found anything that has worked against this defense today.
And that was a 7-yard loss. So it's going to be 2nd and 17 from the 47-yard line. Red Eddie's crowd is really fired up here. We have a flag down against the Bulldogs.
I think it was a delay of game, Steve.
So it's 2nd and 22 now from their own 47. Nope, with lots of time. Oh, it would have been a beautiful catch there, but Pasquale is actually, well, looks like he's hurt.
Yeah, it looks like he's having problems with that leg cramping up a little bit that we were seeing earlier, and right through the fingers. And right now we're 2:52 left in the third quarter. Portland's only got 69 yards of offense going right now.
Score is 24-0, folks.
We'll
on
be
the
back.
sidelines now is Vinny Pasquale. Looks like his calf is getting worked on by trainer Ryan Lucas. It's 3rd and 22 from the 47. Moss in motion, and straight up the middle is Zach Elowich. He'll get back a chunk of it. It's 4th down now. Fourth and 13. Elowich back to punt. Whew, what a punt. And we have a fumble. And it's going to be Bulldogs ball. The recovery made by Sam Nope. So the Dogs now threatening deep into Red Eddie territory, and the Dogs catch a break, John.
Yeah, great coverage by Nope, and Teron Moss was down in there on that. Great speed for him getting down there, and this is what we're talking about. These players are playing all positions, Steve. Nope's got to run to the sidelines now, get the play, run back to the huddle, run down on special teams. It's amazing that they're doing what they're doing right now. So let's see if they can punch it in.
Well, it's 1st and goal from the 2. And we have a Dogs touchdown. I honestly didn't see. Zach Elowich. So there we go. He lost his shoe. A new shoe. So 2 minutes and 12 seconds left in the 3rd quarter, and the Dogs finally score. And looks like Elowich is tying his shoe. I wonder if what role he plays in this extra point, if he's the holder or...
Yeah, it looks like they're going to go for 2.
Well, there you go. Why not? They did it just a moment ago. Oh, we have a flag. Well, we'll see. The Dogs player is saying offsides, and the Red Eddies saying motion. And we have offsides in the part of the Red Eddies. So what is that, half the distance to the goal line?
Yes.
And that makes it a 1-yard run here, or play for the Dogs. Elowich lines up next to Nope. Nope rolls out left. Oh my goodness, he gets in. Boy, the long way. Take the long way home.
Yeah, and he
on the sweep.
And he took a big hit there, but what a tough kid.
Yeah. So 24-7 now, Red Eddies. 2 minutes and 12 seconds left in the 3rd quarter. The Dogs do something positive, folks, and we'll be back with a kickoff. Here we go, folks, as Quinn Clark set to kick off for only the 2nd time tonight, once at the beginning of the game, and after the last touchdown by Sam Nope. Picked up by Joshua Hamill. Dogs playing with renewed enthusiasm now. As there are 2 minutes left here in the 3rd quarter. It's actually 24-8.
Yeah, the Dogs have got to make some plays, strip the ball, make something happen like they did with special teams. Force the Eddies into some mistakes and try to get that ball back any way they can. I think they feel pretty good about themselves right now, and they should, getting on the board. But let's see if the defense can come up with some big plays.
in that respect, there's plenty of time left.
It's good to see Vincent Pasquale back in there. He's a playmaker for this defense. That's going to help him out immensely.
One in motion. Bigos with the ball. Gets through, though, until finally brought down by Farnsworth. He's going to have just about a 10-yard play here.
Hey, he's just doing a great job waiting for the blocks to develop, looking for that hole, accelerating through it, getting himself downhill all the time. He's definitely carrying the Eddies today.
So 1st and 10 from the 36. Bigos again. Well, we have a penalty as probably an illegal block there, or a hold as Latrell Thomas. I mean, Jonah Green was held. Number 65 for the Dogs. So it'll be 1st and 20 from their own 25-yard line, the Red Eddies. Of course, time is on their side as the clock ticks away, but a minute and a half left in the third quarter.
Bigo, Steve, is I think he's around 20 carries for 70 yards. He's having a good game.
A little less than last week, but boy, a very important game. And clearly the runner to key on and try to stop. Once again, well, no, this time it's, it's Bell. Inside a minute now, running time. 24-8 is the score. And looks like Farnsworth is, I guess he looked a minute like he's hurting a little bit, but he's talking with trainer Ryan Lucas right now. Looks like he's cramping up around the midsection. 2nd and 22, ball on the 23. There's Bigos with the ball and a very short carry. So we'll change sides here, if you will, as we're going to come to the end of the third quarter with the Red Eddies 24 and the Portland Bulldogs 8. Here we go, folks. 3rd and 22 from the 25-yard line as we start fourth quarter action here at Edward Little. And a little short pass dumped out there, and great effort by a number of Bulldogs, including Nico Levitt, Zach Elowich, and Teron Moss.
Yeah, Moss doing a great job in shredding the blocker and putting the stick on him to hold him back from breaking downfield.
So the Red Eddies will punt now, and Pasquale back to catch. Hartley do everything really on the Eddies here, as he's also going to kick. And Pasquale picks it up. Great hands. Cuts the other way now as he brings it up to close to midfield. He's going to get stopped right around the 47-yard line. The Dogs will take over with good field position, John.
Yeah, this is what they need. Pasquale again with another good run. He runs hard. He lowers his shoulder. He's not afraid to take a hit. He's been cramping up. He's been on the sidelines a couple times. The trainer working on him, and gets himself back in there. He's a tough boy, and let's see if the Bulldogs can get some positive plays. It seemed like the running game up the middle was working earlier.
Nope under center. Elowich with the ball, left side. And he gets a nice gain of about 7 or 8 yards.
Good job by Alowich, lowering the shoulder, exploding through the line. He was keyed when they scored down on the other side of the field. They're finding that play's working for him right now. They may go back to that a couple times until the Eddies make adjustments.
It is indeed 2nd and 3 now from the 44. 10.5 minutes left in regulation of this contest. This time, not as much, as penetrating the line there is number 32, Justin Terrio. Loss of 1, 3rd and 4. Oh, we have, well, we'll see. You know, we certainly saw Red Eddie go over the line. The question is, was he drawn off? Going to be an illegal motion by the Bulldogs. And once again, a penalty coming back to hurt the Bulldogs, John.
Yeah, just when they're getting some positive plays, the penalty just comes up and kicks them.
3rd and 9 now from the 40, from the 50.
See if they can get Foley in here. Again, he's been quiet this game, and he's a big playmaker for him.
He is indeed. However, he's got Weaver covering him. Now, that's going to be picked off by Max Bell. Nope is brought down, too, on the other side of things by Terrio.
Yeah, nope. He's just trying to get something going for the team. Just doesn't have the arm strength while running and having a defender on him to throw that downfield. And it was in heavy traffic, but boy, his heart's in the right place, and he's a little frustrated right now.
9:21 left as the Red Eddies will take over here. 1st and 10. From their own 41. They start in pretty good field position here, and they stop the Dogs' threat. Hartley back. Oh, my goodness. Oh! Nice gallant effort there by Stasium to try to get that pick.
Looked like Julian Edelman out there.
He did. We have a flag on the play in the backfield. Looks like the Red Eddies are going to be brought back. We can't see, but it looks like a holding call on the part of the Red Eddies.
I'm really surprised to see the Eddies throwing the ball, Steve. 9 minutes left in the game, 24-8. You figured they'd hammer it up the middle. They've been moving the ball, running all night long.
Well, the point is well taken, and they can run with Bigos, they can run with Hartley, and they can run with Bell. Oh, it's a messed up snap, and he's just going to fall on it. Hartley. Again, the clock runs. It's 9 minutes left now in regulation of this contest. So 2nd down and about 25 yards to go here with the ball on about the 19-yard line. Actually, excuse me, it's 2nd and 30. Farnsworth with a nice tackle of Bigos. who has touched the ball tonight more than any other player on the Red Eddies, but perhaps the quarterback. And the center. Thanks a lot, Mr. Elowich. Third and 26 now from the 25. Hartley, as he's been most of the night, in the gun. In motion is Hamill. Bigos with the ball. He's just going to kind of crawl his way up as Conley in on that tackle. Along with, I believe, Moss. 4th and 21, and back to punt will be Grant Hartley. Back at around the 30-yard line will be Vinny Pasquale to receive. And Pasquale now picks it up and really bobs and weaves. So 1st and 10 now with just under 7 minutes left. The ball's on the 47. Here comes Pasquale, brings it past midfield. But a 6-yard pickup. It'll be 2nd and 4.
Yeah, Pasquale's shaken up there from that last one. He took a pretty good hit in the side, limping to the sidelines to catch his breath. Maybe knocked the wind out of him a little bit. He's been taking some hits tonight, playing hard, as he always does.
He does. He's such a gamer. Such a good young man, too. Here comes Nope with a caper. Nice job, Sam Nope.
Good heads up by Nope, seeing the open side, accelerating and getting out of bounds, more importantly, to stop this clock.
Yeah, very true, and a 7-yard gain to pick up the first down altogether. So, it'll be 1st and 10 with the ball on the 39. 6 minutes, 4 seconds left. Nope, keeps it again. Cuts the other way, but this time he's going to probably have about a 1 or 2 yard loss. So 5.5 minutes left. Clock ticks down, 2nd and 11 from the 40.
Hurry!
Quite the snap. Well, there's a million flags on that play. Actually, let me ask you, John, does that mean, 3 referees all seeing the same thing or seeing different things?
Well, it could be both, but in this particular case, they saw the same thing.
And it's going to be against the Dogs.
They all have different zones that they've got to watch, so this one obviously crossed in the line of all 3 of them.
And that must be the mechanic. You all throw the flag in that instance. 2nd and 16 from the 45. Another low snap. Nope, airs it out to Griffin Foley, who gets out of bounds to boot.
Yeah, Weaver's been in his pocket all night, really shutting Foley down. He was able to get some separation, and a great job by Sammy Nope, just pushing off that back foot and firing it down.
That's a 35-yard pickup as Griffin Foley gets into the action here tonight. First and 10. First and, I think it's first and goal from the 9.
Yes.
So the Dogs threatening here with 5 minutes left. A crucial series here for the Dogs. Nope, sees the hole. What a beautiful hole. Great run. Touchdown, Dogs. That big line up front of the Dogs, led by 78 Charlie Eglund. Darian Darling. Koa Farnsworth. Jonah Green. Ben Levine. Dogs will go for 2 here. Nope, hands it off to Elowich. And he is in for 2. Folks, it's 24-16. Don't go anywhere. So Quinn Clark now set to kick it off as the Dogs are 1 touchdown and 1 2-point conversion away from tying this game.
Come on, get on him, get on him.
And that's a nice grab there by Hamill. Brings it up the middle and is just thrown out of the club by Vinny Pasquale.
So, Steve, you're on the other side of the field for the Eddies. Not having a field goal kicker, leaving 4 points on the field. It's coming back in. That could come back and bite them right there.
Well, that's a very interesting point. It truly is. And really, though, just one of those conversions would have been enough to make it a 2-possession game. But if it's not going that way, as you say, then sometimes having a kicker is crucial. The Dogs have had some great kickers the last couple of years, which have really meant a difference and in some ways have helped them in their 2-year in a row Eastern Maine championship run. So Bigos up the middle, and he gets a couple, maybe one. Folks, we have a ball game here in Auburn tonight. Second and 9 from the 26. As Terrio will check in for the Red Eddies. The time's a-ticking, 4:11. Once again, Bigos. A nice stop. It's no yardage there, so it's 3rd and 9 from the 27.
And just a great game by Kapongo, number 48. He's just jamming up that middle, able to get his hands around him and hold him there until he gets some help. Big stop right here for the Bulldogs.
Well, 3.5 minutes left as the clock ticks down here. And Hartley back to throw, and he's got his man, but he's going to be short of the first down. About a 7-yard gain, but he needed 9.
Yeah, big decision here for the Eddies. Do they punt and keep the Bulldogs deep or go for it?
Well, an important decision.
Looks like they're going to call for a measurement. And where they spotted it, it could be very close to a first down.
Now, there's a big difference between a 9-yard and a 7-yard gain, so we'll see. Tough to say. Looks like it's going to be shy by inches.
big decision for the Eddies. They've been shutting the Bulldogs down all night. But then again, you don't want to turn the ball over with 3 minutes left.
Up here.
Absolutely.
So I think discretion would dictate a punt.
Portland is feeling pretty good about themselves right now, and they know they're in it.
So, John, a crucial down here. I think it's fourth down, despite what the scoreboard says. And Hartley is back to punt.
Portland's got to watch for the fake, the direct snap. Eddie's displayed that earlier.
But probably a good call there, as this ball is going to, well, Pasquale's going to pick it up. Why not? He's deep, but he does get back about 6 or 7 yards. But the Dogs are going to have a very tall order now with just under 3 minutes to go in this contest.
So here we go, Steve. Deja vu all over from last week. Bulldogs with just over 2 minutes remaining in the game, trying to drive it to the end zone.
Yeah, and Nope is sacked. Yeah, that was a huge, huge play by number 36, William Duclos. So, gonna be a tough one here. But a 6-yard loss, 2nd and 16 from the 17-yard line. No. And we'll see what the call is there. You know, they may call that the Portland player was down. Well, I guess it's a timeout now on the part of Portland. So 24-16, 1:53 left. We'll be back. So, John, 3rd and 16 now from the 13-yard line. A very important play here for the Bulldogs. And Nope comes out of the pack, but doesn't get much.
He's just getting mugged out there, and he's getting no blocking. Good penetration by the Eddies. Sam is just doing an outstanding job and trying to move this team forward, but he's really not getting much protection out there, Steve.
Well, I guess we have a timeout on the field. Coach Hartman is speaking with his minions. It's a minute 38 left, 24-16. The Dogs are pinned back, 4th down. We'll be back. So a big play here as it's 4th and 12. And Nope airs it out, and it's going to be knocked down by Xavier Weaver. And there's a minute and a half left here, and I think all the Red Eddies need to do at this level is just to take a few knees.
Yeah, I think Portland's exhausted their timeouts, and Griffin Foley under heavy coverage right there. Not a bad throw, just had to go back and get it.
So, yeah, with the knee now, time's a ticking. And the Dogs are going to have to regroup here as they've got the Bonnie Eagle Scots next up and the Wyndham Eagles after that.
Yeah, they get a tough schedule.
Also tells you that, you know, high school football is cyclical and there's sometimes parity. And People graduate, new people come in. And Portland has a pretty young team. Only about 6 seniors on their roster. So that's going to do it, folks. The score is 24-16. The Red Eddies defeat the Portland Bulldogs. 24-16. As the Dogs get ready to cross the field and shake hands. Edward Little has been on the losing end of the Bulldogs' offensive and defensive largesse the last couple of years. So turnabout here as the Red Eddies defeat the Bulldogs. John and I will be back to wrap up in just a moment. So John, the Dogs with a 24-16 loss tonight. The Red Eddies, on the strength of another good game by Bigos, he had 79 yards on 24 carries and 3 touchdowns. Hartley was 6 for 17 for 68 yards. On the other hand, the Dogs did have some bright spots. They did have Zach Elowich had 27 yards on 9 carries with an important touchdown. Sam Nope had 75 total yards, 34 rushing, 41 in the air, 1 touchdown. Of course, that the biggest play was a 35-yard pass to Griffin Foley. There are some things they have to work on, though.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you want to get the ball into your playmakers' hands. Teron Moss, Griffin Foley, Vincent Pasquale. Foley pretty much taken out of the game by Weaver. Big, tall kid. Nope really couldn't get it to him with his height, but he had that one big play down the line where Sam was able to plant his feet and get that ball down there. Sam was on his feet all night. Great athlete, running hard, but he just couldn't get the protection, couldn't get the timing down. The penalties hurt them. And I tell you what, you're facing Bonnie Eagle, you're facing Wyndham. You got to work on the things that you can correct. You can't correct your size. You can't put more experience into the plays, but you can work on your timing. You can work on the penalty pieces that really hurt them. Every time they get going, they had some big penalties which moved them back. And you can see the frustration on the coaches down the road.
Well, folks, you know, the Dogs did make a run of it tonight, and they did make a game of it. In the end, they came up short, 24-16. This is Steve Schwartz along with John Kilbride, Dave Elowich on camera, and Dave Levine on statistics. For WPPS TV3 Sports, saying so long from Auburn, Maine, where tonight the Red Eddies have defeated your Portland Bulldogs. Good night.